Dear friends, Dr. Jagadish Chandra Bose, fourth part, I am going to explain the fourth part of Jagadish Chandra Bose. Jagadish Chandra Bose was famous as a scientist. He brought laurels to his motherland. But his interests were many-sided. He was especially interested in literature and fine arts. The great poet Rabindranath Tagore and Jagadish Chandra Bose were very good friends. The first time Tagore visited Bose, he was not at home. Tagore left a bunch of chambak flowers. This was the beginning of their friendship. Kabuliwala, it is a very fine story. It narrates how a deep and strange friendship grew up between a rough Pathan and a tiny Bengali girl. This has been translated into several languages and is well known in a number of countries. Tagore wrote this story when Bose was a stay with him. And Bose, the great scientist, was also president of the Bengali Sahitya Parishad. Scientists of other countries praised Bose's important discoveries. Bose used to say, "The sages of India knew all this long ago." He went to places of historical or mythological interest. The famous sculptures and a temple architecture of our land always thrilled him. He visited Sanchi, Chittogarh, Ajmer and Nainital. As well as the cave temples of Orissa and the famous Ajanta and Ellora caves. He visited the Puri Jagannatha Swami temple. He also visited well-known places of pilgrimage of South India like Rameshwaram, Madurai and Tanjavur. He visited the shrines at the foot of Himalayas, Kedarnath, particularly appealed to him. He was a simple, affectionate, and warm. It is not surprising that many great persons of the day were his friends. Prafulla Chandra Ray, another famous scientist, was one of his close friends. Eminent men like Gopalakrishna Gokhale and Mahatma Gandhi knew and respected him. Sister Nivedita was another good friend. She was an Irish lady. Her name was Margaret Noble. She was the disciple of Swami Vivekananda. She recognized the genius in Bose. Bose toiled hard to educate the people about the importance of science. And Sister Nivedita admired his efforts. So she was keenly looking forward to the birth of the Bose Research Institute. In memory of Sister Nivedita, Bose placed in front of the institute the statue of a woman stepping forward with a light in her hand. He had another good friend, one Mrs. Bull. While touring America, he was her guest. She had taken care of him as a mother. There were two other friends of his, two giants of the literary world. They were George Bernard Shaw the English dramatist, and Romain Rolland, the French writer. His wife, Abela Bose, looked after their home all by herself. He did not have to think of the management of the house. She was herself a student of medicine when her marriage to Bose was settled. Bose's parents were very kind and generous. They had helped many people with money. So at the time of Bose's marriage, the family was in heavy debts. Jagadish Chandra Bose had to repay the debts. So Abela Bose was very, very careful in spending money and saved as much as possible. Unfortunately, the Bose couple had only one child, which did not live long. They looked after the students as their children. Abela Bose started a girls' school in Calcutta and took upon herself the responsibility of maintaining it. She went with her husband when he went to foreign countries and even helped in his scientific work. Jagadish Chandra Bose has a permanent place in the world of science, especially in botany. He was also a very good lecturer. His students loved his lectures. Students should study books and study what the teacher teaches. But this is not enough. They should use their brains and think for themselves. They should be eager to discover new knowledge. This is what he taught his students. Jagadish Chandra Bose died in November 1937. Wealth and power never attracted Jagadish Chandra Bose. He toiled for science like a saint, selflessly. This great scientist is a great example to all. Thank you to all.